You ever carry a metal frame pistol all day and wondering if you're secretly training to be a chiropractor? Yep, same. I've had it with this obsession people have with premium heavy guns. Everyone wants to flex their overpriced boat anchors like it means something. But ask yourself, when's the last time that 40-ounce paperweight actually made sense for daily carry? Polymer is where it's at in 2025. Lighter, cheaper, easier to carry, and they don't crack under pressure. We're not out here posing for gun magazine centerfolds. We're trying to find something that runs, defends, and disappears when it needs to. So don't fall for the metal is better trap. That thinking's 20 years old. These 10 polymer-framed pistols, they prove you don't need steel to stay deadly. Let's get into it. The one carry pistol no one's talking about, but probably should be. The CZ-P10S might not have the fanfare of a Glock 19 or the online worship of the P365, but what it delivers in performance, it absolutely crushes in silence. Built on a polymer frame with classic CZ design philosophy, the P10S is compact, reliable, and shockingly shootable for its size. This is CZ's answer to the modern micro-compact market, and while it doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, it refines it in all the right places. What really sets the P10S apart is how it feels when you shoot it. The grip angle, texturing, and bore axis just work. It tracks naturally, recoils minimally, and doesn't punish your hands like some other Micro 9s do. Price is another win, around $450 to $550 depending on the configuration. You're getting premium level performance at a mid-tier price, and very few people are talking about it. If you know CZ, you know. If you don't, the P10S is probably the most overlooked, overperforming polymer pistol on the market right now, and that's why it's number one. No one's talking about it, but maybe they should be. The Beretta APX A1 carry flies way under the radar, and that's exactly why it earns a top spot. Beretta took their original APX carry, listened to all the complaints, and dropped a complete reboot with the A1 version, fixing the trigger, cleaning up the ergos, and making it a serious contender in the single-stack polymer-framed micro-carry market. Let's start with the core. It's built on a lightweight polymer frame that's slim, snag-free, and perfect for deep concealment. You're not going to win any range competitions with this thing, but you'll forget it's even there until you need it. Is it hyped by the YouTube elite? Not at all, but that's what makes it special. It's a no-nonsense tool that does what a carry pistol is supposed to do without trying to impress anyone. And here's the kicker. It's around $299 to $349. Yep, a brand new optics ready from Beretta and only for under $350. The APX A1 carry doesn't try to be trendy, it just works. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. The micro compact that finally figured out how to shoot like a full size. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Springfield Hellcat Pro took everything people loved about the original Hellcat and fixed what really mattered. Built on a lightweight polymer frame, the Hellcat Pro delivers full-size performance in a package that's still ultra-concealable and 100% EDC ready. Where the original Hellcat felt snappy, the Pro adds enough length and weight to settle the recoil down. Where the grip felt tight for larger hands, the Pro gives you a full grip without needing extensions. And the best part? It still hides like a subcompact. The ergonomics feel dialed, the balance is excellent, and for most people, this is as small as you can go without compromising shootability. It's the carry gun that doesn't punish you at the range, and in 2025, that's what more people are demanding. Price sits around $620 to $650, making it competitive with the P365X Macro and Glock 43X MOS, but you get a more complete pistol right out of the box. If you've ever shot a micro and thought, Man, I wish this didn't suck to shoot. The Hellcat Pro is the fix. Built for war, but perfect for real-world carry. The FN 509 mid-size tactical doesn't show up in fanboy debates nearly as often as it should, and that right there is a crime. This thing is pure combat DNA wrapped in a package that actually makes sense for civilian carry, training, or even duty use. Built on reinforced polymer frame, the 509 isn't flashy, it's functional. Lightweight enough for daily carry, tough enough to take a beating, and smartly designed from front to back. The 509 platform was originally built to compete in the US Army's modular handgun system trials. It didn't win, but what FN created was no joke. It runs wet, it runs dirty, it runs hard like a true duty pistol should. The grip texture is aggressive without shredding your sight, and the slide geometry just feels right. Plus, the controls are intuitive, especially for left-handed shooters. MSRP lands around $1,049, but real-world price is usually closer to $850 to $900. It punches like a $1,500 pistol at half the price. The Canik SFX Rival is the gun that makes people question why they ever spend big money on a competition pistol. Seriously, this thing feels like it shouldn't be under $700, but it is, and that's why it's here. Canik's been building momentum for a while, but the Rival is where they absolutely nailed it. Whether you're running drills, tearing up steel, or even carrying it OWB, the Rival delivers top-tier performance in a pistol that costs less than most factory triggers. It's also insanely accurate, even with budget ammo. The frame has built-in undercuts, flared magwell, and the balance is the chef's kiss. And just look at it, the Rival has style, amigos. The slide cuts are aggressive but functional. The two-tone finish or Rival S Dark Side version looks like something you'd find in a custom race rig, not a sub-$700 package. MSRP? Around $679, often found for less if you can believe that. And it comes in a hard case with all the extras, multiple back straps, tools, optic plates, and a holster. It's like a Glock 19 if Glock actually listened to its shooters. The Shadow Systems MR920 is what happens when someone takes a Glock 19, stares at it long enough, and says, "Cool, now let's make it better in every single way." And they kind of did. At first glance, it is a Glock clone, but the MR920 is more like a custom Glock you didn't have to build yourself. And here's the kicker, Glock Mac compatibility. So if you're already running Glock 19s or 17s, you're good to go on mags and holsters. The MR920 runs flatter, points more naturally, and gives you that tuned feel right out of the box. No need for aftermarket slides, barrels, and triggers. It's already done for you. The price? Around $900 to $1,000 MSRP, and yes, you're paying more than a stock Glock. You're paying more than a stock Glock, but with Shadow Systems, you're getting what Glock could have been without spending another $700 for the upgrades. Heavy in the hand, but light years ahead of most polymer pistols. The SIG P320 X Carry Legion is where polymer meets performance and then throws in a tungsten-infused frame for fun. Yes, it's technically polymer, but that TXG grip module makes it feel like a race gun right in your hands. Planted, balanced, and smooth as hell to shoot. Let's be honest, the P320 platform has had a complicated history. But the X-Carry Legion, it's the refined, duty-tuned version everyone was hoping for from the start. The grip texture is aggressive without being obnoxious. Slight cuts give it that elite custom shop feel, and it's built to run everywhere from defensive ammo to high-round training days. It's not tiny and it's not light, but it shoots flatter than most metal guns and stays right on target. You're looking at around $999 to $1,100,000 MSRP, depending on what extras are included, and yep, it's pricey, but you're paying for Legion-grade quality and a carry setup that feels like a competition rig. When Glock guys finally try one, they stop talking. The HK VP9 doesn't make a lot of noise, but it absolutely deserves its spot in the top 10. In fact, it might be the most underrated polymer pistol in the game right now. Everything about this gun is built to run and not to impress fanboys. The trigger break is crisp with a short reset that makes follow-up shots feel fast and natural, and yes, better than a stock Glock. There, we said it. The VP9 also comes optics ready, supports night sights right out of the box, and just feels like you've been shooting it forever the second you pick it up. If you're looking for a full-size or carry-size polymer gun with real-world comfort and pro-level shootability, the VP9 is the sleeper pick. MSRP is around $799, but it often lands closer to the $700 street price, and it's worth every penny. The king doesn't lose the crown, it just polished it. Say what you want about Glocks. They're boring, overhyped, and blocky, but here's a reason the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS is still one of the most carried pistols on the planet in 2025. This thing is battle-tested, law enforcement approved, and modular enough to be whatever you want it to be. Basically, Glock gave you options without screwing up the formula. It still fits almost any holster, still works with most Gen 4 mags, still runs with dirt, oil, or cheap ammo like nothing ever happened. And unlike a lot of pistols in its class, the Glock 19 has a trigger that, while not amazing, is at least predictable, which is more important than people admit. The price? You're looking at around $630 to $700 depending on shop and optic plate configuration. Sure, it's not flashy, but flashy doesn't necessarily win fights, dependability does. And in 2025, the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS is still the blueprint for carry, for training, and for everything in between. This is what happens when polymer evolves to something elite. Let's set the tone right. The Walther PDP Match SF is technically a hybrid, but its DNA is pure polymer origin, and what Walther did here is just different. The PDP platform has already built a name for itself with its ergonomics, crisp trigger, and optic-ready design. But the match steel frame takes all of that and straps it to a weighty, competition-tuned frame that shoots flatter than anything else in this class. So why does this belong on a polymer list? Because it's still rooted in Walther's polymer PDP system. Same slide geometry, same modular optic plate, same grip angle and controls. The Match SF just refines everything into a more shootable, performance-built version. In my opinion, it's not even close to ideal for carry, but for duty, competition, range mastery, or just owning a pistol that makes everything else feel like a compromise, the PDP Match SF earns its top-tier spot. Walther took polymer, perfected the platform, and then gave it muscle. And in 2025, it's the benchmark. But the bulky price of $1,500 MSRP makes it quite expensive, but LOL, there's nothing like Laugo Arms Alien. It doesn't make noise, it just gets the job done. The M&P9 M2.0 Compact might be one of the most overlooked polymer pistols in the game, and that's wild because this thing is ridiculously capable. Built on a polymer frame with steel inserts, the 2.0 Compact offers that just right size, big enough to shoot comfortably, but small enough to conceal. It's a duty-capable pistol that works for concealed carry, range stays, or home defense. No extra tuning required. The recoil impulse is smooth, the slide is easy to manipulate, and the balance feels right even with a light or optic installed. You can tell that this thing was built by people who actually shoot. The price? Around $580 to $650, depending on optics cut and configuration. That's a serious value for a gun with this kind of performance pedigree. That's the full lineup. 10 polymer pistols that don't just work, they dominate. You might not see them on tactical Instagram pages, but out in the real world, they're winning every day. And yep, metal guns have their place, but unless you're open carrying at a barbecue with 5 spare mags and a weight belt, polymer just makes more sense. Next video is gonna stir things up. We're talking overhyped guns that failed in 2025. Big promises, big price tags, and they couldn't even finish a box of ammo. So stick around or carry that metal brick. Your spine, your problem.